The year was 1911. August 21st dawned like any other day in Paris. The city was waking up to the usual hustle and bustle, with vendors setting up their stalls and the aroma of freshly baked bread wafting through the air. But by nightfall, the City of Lights would find itself at the heart of an art scandal that would reverberate around the globe. The serene morning gave no hint of the chaos that was to come. One of the world's most famous paintings, Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa, vanished from the Louvre Museum. The theft was audacious, it was baffling. The empty frame left behind was a stark reminder of the masterpiece that once graced its confines. It was a crime that captivated the world and secured the Mona Lisa's place in history. Headlines screamed of the audacious heist, and people from all walks of life were drawn into the mystery. The theft shocked the art world, and beyond it seemed impossible. How could such a renowned piece of art, housed in one of the most secure museums, simply vanish without a trace? How could such a famous artwork simply disappear? The questions were endless and the answers were elusive. Security measures were scrutinized and theories abounded. The audacity of the crime sparked outrage and fascination in equal measure. Conversations in cafes, homes, and workplaces were dominated by the mystery. Everyone had a theory, but no one had the answer. The world waited with bated breath for answers. Crowds gathered outside the Louvre, hoping for news, any news about the whereabouts of the Mona Lisa. The tension was palpable, and the anticipation grew with each passing hour. Investigations were launched, and detectives scoured for clues. The police were under immense pressure to solve the case, and every lead was pursued with vigor. Artists and art lovers held vigils discussing the significance of the Mona Lisa and what her loss meant to the world of art. The painting had transcended its canvas to become a symbol of cultural heritage. The theft of the Mona Lisa was not just a loss for the Louvre, but for the entire world. It highlighted the vulnerability of our cultural treasures and the lengths to which some would go to possess them. As the days turned into weeks, hope remained that the Mona Lisa would be found and returned to her rightful place. The city of Paris, and indeed the world, held its breath, waiting for the day when the mystery would be solved. The Mona Lisa, also known as La Gioconda, was already a renowned painting. Leonardo da Vinci's masterpiece, with its enigmatic smile and masterful technique, drew countless visitors to the Louvre. But on that fateful Tuesday morning, museum staff made a startling discovery. The painting, usually a star attraction in the Salon Carré, was gone. An empty hook and 4 iron pegs were the only evidence of its existence. Panic ensued. Museum officials initially tried to downplay the incident, hoping for a quick recovery. However, as hours turned into days, the gravity of the situation became undeniable. The Mona Lisa, the pride of the Louvre, had been stolen.
The thief, as we now know, was Vincenzo Peruggia. An Italian handyman, Peruggia had worked at the Louvre. He was familiar with the museum's layout and security, or lack thereof. Peruggia harbored a fervent patriotism. He believed that the Mona Lisa rightfully belonged in Italy, its country of origin. Driven by this misguided sense of national pride, Peruggia hatched a daring plan. He would steal the Mona Lisa and return her to her rightful home.
Peruggia's plan was surprisingly simple. He hid in the museum overnight, knowing the layout well from his time working there. In the quiet of the early morning, he simply lifted the Mona Lisa from its unguarded wall. The painting, smaller than many realized, was easily concealed beneath his workman's smock. Peruggia then simply walked out of the museum unnoticed. The world's most valuable painting was gone, and no one was the wiser. Section 5, the aftermath and global outcry. News of the theft spread like wildfire, reaching every corner of the globe within hours. The world was stunned by the audacity of the crime. The media went into a frenzy, with journalists and reporters scrambling to cover every angle of the story. Television networks ran continuous coverage, and radio stations discussed the theft non-stop.
Newspapers around the world splashed the story across their front pages, with bold headlines and dramatic images. The Mona Lisa's disappearance was the talk of every town, from Paris to New York, Tokyo to Sydney. The public was in disbelief. How could such a priceless and iconic piece of art simply vanish? People gathered in public squares, discussing the theft and sharing their theories. How could such a brazen theft occur in broad daylight in one of the world's most famous museums? The surveillance footage showed a well-coordinated operation, leaving many to wonder about the security measures in place.
The theft became a global sensation. Theories abounded, with some suggesting it was an inside job, while others believed it was the work of a sophisticated international art theft ring. Some speculated it was an elaborate hoax, a publicity stunt orchestrated to draw attention to the Louvre or to the Mona Lisa itself. Others pointed fingers at rival collectors or even avant-garde artists seeking notoriety. The list of suspects grew longer by the day, with each new theory adding to the intrigue.
The Louvre shut its doors for a week, its reputation tarnished. The museum faced intense scrutiny, with critics questioning how such a lapse in security could have occurred. The pressure mounted on the French police to find the painting and bring the perpetrators to justice. Investigators worked around the clock, following leads and interviewing witnesses, determined to recover the stolen masterpiece. International law enforcement agencies joined the investigation, recognizing the theft as a crime of global significance. The hunt for the Mona Lisa became a top priority, with resources being pooled from around the world. Public rallies and protests erupted, with people demanding the return of the Mona Lisa. The painting had become more than just a piece of art. It was a symbol of cultural heritage and national pride. Artists and celebrities expressed their shock and concern, using their platforms to raise awareness and call for the painting's safe return. The world watched and waited, hoping for a resolution to this unprecedented art heist.
Section 6. A nation in mourning. The theft was a national embarrassment for France. It raised serious questions about the security of their cultural treasures.
The French public was outraged. The Mona Lisa, once simply a celebrated artwork, became a symbol of national pride.
The empty space on the museum wall served as a constant reminder of the loss. The theft sparked a nationwide hunt for the painting and the thief, with rewards offered and countless tips pouring in. Section 7. The investigation and false leads. The investigation into the Mona Lisa's disappearance was long and winding. Detectives chased down countless leads, from petty criminals to international art thieves.
The police interrogated museum staff, questioned art dealers, and even suspected famous figures like Pablo Picasso. However, every lead ended in a dead end.
The case grew colder with each passing day. The world began to resign itself to the possibility that the Mona Lisa was lost forever. Section 8. The Gardner Museum connection. Adding to the intrigue, the Mona Lisa's disappearance drew parallels to another high-profile art theft. Just a few years prior, in 1903, Leonardo da Vinci's drawing The Benoit Madonna had been stolen from the Hermitage Museum in St. Petersburg. This theft, later attributed to a group of criminals who also targeted the Gardner Museum in Boston, fueled speculation that the Mona Lisa was part of a larger conspiracy. Could there be a connection between these daring heists? The theory, while ultimately unfounded, added another layer of mystery to the case. Section 9. Recovery and return to glory. After more than 2 years, just as hope began to dwindle, the Mona Lisa resurfaced. In 1913, Perugia, who had taken the painting to Italy, contacted an art dealer in Florence.
He offered to return the Mona Lisa to its rightful home. The art dealer alerted the authorities. Perugia was arrested and the Mona Lisa was recovered.
The painting, thankfully unharmed, was authenticated and soon returned to the Louvre. Its return sparked celebrations in France and relief across the world. Section 10. Enduring allure and legacy. The Mona Lisa, painted by Leonardo da Vinci in the early 16th century, has long been a subject of fascination and admiration. Its allure has endured through centuries, captivating the hearts and minds of people from all walks of life. The theft of the Mona Lisa in 1911, though a crime, ironically catapulted the painting to even greater fame. The audacious act of stealing such a renowned masterpiece shocked the world and brought unprecedented attention to the artwork. The media frenzy that ensued, the global interest and the dramatic recovery of the painting 2 years later cemented its status as a cultural icon. Newspapers around the world covered the story extensively, and the public's curiosity about the painting grew exponentially. The theft highlighted the power of art to capture the public imagination. It demonstrated how a single painting could evoke such strong emotions and widespread intrigue, transcending geographical and cultural boundaries. Today, the Mona Lisa remains the most famous painting in the world, attracting millions of visitors each year. People from all corners of the globe travel to the Louvre in Paris, eager to catch a glimpse of the enigmatic portrait that has become a symbol of artistic excellence. Her enigmatic smile, once a subject of artistic debate, now seems to hold a hint of mischief. Art historians and enthusiasts have long speculated about the meaning behind her expression. Adding to the painting's mystique and allure, the story of her theft is a reminder of the audacity of crime, the enduring power of art, and the enduring fascination with a painting that continues to captivate the world. The Mona Lisa's legacy is not just in her beauty, but in the way she has inspired countless discussions, theories, and even other works of art. Her presence in the Louvre is a testament to the timeless appeal of great art and its ability to connect with people across generations.